Alright, hi, hello, welcome to another Art Student Diaries. This is where I, Peter Anton, talk about what I'm learning as a student and try to communicate it to you guys so I can practice my teaching skills and hopefully give you guys some valuable information as time goes on. So what I want to talk about today is taste. So the concept, the title I'm thinking of for this video is all your hard work means nothing if you have bad taste. So what that means is if you're putting in hours and hours of hard work, right? We get this whole idea of the 10,000 hour rule, and you just got to put in your 10,000 hours. But if you're working those 10,000 hours towards something, if you have really bad taste as an artist, so say you're an illustrator, but you look at all the worst illustrators and you study from those terrible illustrators, you're gonna start copying their bad habits. So one of the most important things is to develop your sense of taste. And so how do we do that? Well, we ask people like Jeffrey Watts, who's a really great draftsman, who should I study? Look at what they recommend. So you have to, and in some sense, it's kind of, you're a little bit hopeless if you don't have good taste, right? Because if you have bad taste, you're always going to be like ignoring the people who say who you should study. So if Jeffrey Watts is like, well, you should study Howard Pyle, you should study Frank Frazetta, you should study this, and you should study that, and you're like, nah, Jeffrey Watts doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't like these guys at all. Or someone like Marshall Vandruff, if you listen to Marshall and you don't take any of his recommendations for people to look at, it's troublesome. So there's not a lot of things that will prevent you from becoming a professional artist if you have that drive and that immutable desire to get better. But one of the things that will absolutely stop you is if you have bad taste. Because no amount of hard work will be able to surmount that. You'll just get really good at doing things that look bad and that people don't want. I think is what it comes down to. So you shouldn't base your entire art trajectory off of the opinions of other people. But if you're always making stuff that's just ugly, like if you base your art career on, drawing poop, or you base your art career on drawing, anime girls, but you do it with really bad anatomy because your artistic influences have a really bad understanding of anatomy, or the things they emphasize with anatomy are really weird and ugly. It's going to lead you to make really bad choices that just make really ugly art. So basically that's all I want to say today is be careful about who you select as your influences, and be careful about dismissing those artists that a lot of great, well-recognized artists say you should study. If a lot of people are saying you should study someone like, look for names that pop up a lot. N.C. Wyeth, Howard Pyle, J.C. Leyendecker, Norman Rockwell. You don't have to like all the content. Like for me, Norman Rockwell, I don't really his content doesn't really resonate with me, but his technique really resonates with me. So pick your art parents, those artists that you want to learn from. Pick them carefully. It's okay if you really don't like someone. If there's an artist that everyone else likes and you're just like, I really don't like this artist, that's okay. Like every once in a while, fine. Like if you look at Frank Frazetta and you're like, I really don't like the way he draws figures for whatever reason. They're too idealized, they're too, muscular, or the women are too, sexualized. Okay, fine. Then don't use Frank Frazetta, but be careful about dismissing too many of these greats and just being like, I like this random guy on Deviant, or I like this random guy. It's fine to have some of those. But be careful about having too many obscure influences that haven't withstood the tests of time, right? So that's actually the value of art history, and maybe I'll make another video about how valuable studying art history can be, because that's something I'm trying to get more into as well. But anyway, that's where I'm going to wrap it up. If you can work as hard as you can, if you don't have good taste, it's all for naught, and you're going to make bad art no matter what, because all that work will be going into something generating something bad. So anyway, that's where I'm going to end it. All right. Good luck to you all. Take care. Goodbye. Happy drawing.